that we are in the holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
God the Father, creator of all things divine, we thank you for allowing us to expand the vision of the world you designed and manifest its beauty through our art. Your creations are the inspiration to our every piece. We offer them to you as a sign of our appreciation for making us stewards of the earth.
We have wronged and disobeyed your creations, Father, and the world you made for us suffers in endless circles and dull grace. Accept our works as an apology. We ask you to send your Holy Spirit to help us restore the beauty and peace you graciously bestow.
May every note in our song touch the hearts of many and bring them to you.
May every dance be a testament to the holy temple, which is our body, which you have molded in your hands.
May every dramatic piece bring joy and inspiration in your name.
May every painting and art piece capture how beautiful the environment is in which you have designed, and may every literary work help create empathy among groups and individuals with you as our guide.
Humble us if we take these gifts for granted. Give us wisdom if we lose motivation and creative energy.
Make us instruments of love as we reflect your words and the deeds of your Son in everything we produce.
That through these, we inspire others and lead them back to you. Amen. Our Lassallean prayer. I will continue, O my God, to do all my action for the love of you. Saint John Baptist de La Salle,
pray for us.
live Jesus in our hearts forever. In the name of the Father,
and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Magiliw, pala sa silangan, alalam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan na ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka masisi. Sa nagatak mundong sa simoy at sa langit mamahal, may nilagang tulat, awit sa panlayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdidinig. Ang bituin at araw niyang kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng luwal, ating pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya lamang may mga mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Almost a year now, all of us have been told to stay at home to avoid contracting and spreading the virus that forced the world to a halt. It is during these trying times that artistic consumption and expressions have been essential in rejuvenating all of our tired and anxious spirits. We turned to films and performances released online. We tried and learned new hobbies such as writing, drawing, adult coloring books, and even gardening. It is through these various simple yet culturally important activities that we live our homebound lives, still under these uncertain circumstances. Thus we, in the Salle University Integrated School Arts and Design Track Unit purport that art is more important than ever. This morning, our grade 12 student artists from the visual and multimedia arts and creative writing streams will showcase their oeuvre under their apprenticeship and exploration in arts production number 2. Through their works, we will witness how these young artists, together with their mentors, have risen above the challenges of this new normal context. All these here in Mannis 2021, a term-end exhibition recital of the DLSU-IS Arts and Design Track Unit. I'm Ron Evangelista, Arts and Design Track Unit faculty, the host for today's momentous occasion. To formally open our program, let us all welcome the Senior High School Arts and Design Track Unit Coordinator, Mr. Engelbert Taluntot.
It's almost a year since we kept ourselves in the confines of our homes and turned our rooms as our classrooms, and our computer screens our blackboards. Video conferences, online messaging, and the Animo space became indispensable tools for us to cope the daily grind of online classes. Despite these challenges, the Lasallian education remained committed, determined, and innovative to ensure the quality learning is still achievable despite the new normal that the world is experiencing. Today, as we close the second term of the academic year, our senior high school arts and design track students are testament to our ability to push in the midst of all the hurdles the pandemic has brought us. These young Lasallian artists and students of ADT, along with their teachers, curated visual and multimedia artworks and performances that display Lasallian talent and artistry. For this term, our grade 12 ADT presents to you Mannis, an indigenous word for beauty from the Yakan ethno-linguistic group. Mannis will give us a glimpse of the different outputs of the ADT students from their theory and workshop classes held not in the comforts of the art studio, nor in rehearsal rooms where there are enough space to move, but were created during our online classes, innovating and reimagining available resources. Mannis shows us the beauty of creating art, not just for art's sake, but the beauty that reminds us that art is a vital part of our humanity, especially in these times when we are alienated by separation and physical distancing. We hope that you will enjoy the artworks of our ADT students for this second term, which they worked on during their online classes. Mula po sa bumubuo ng programa ng Mannis, malugod po namin kayong binabati sa inyong panonood. Mabuhay ang sining!
Thank you so much, Sir Engel, for those encouraging words, and we hope that your message permeates into the minds of everyone who is watching so that we may be able to truly understand the importance and the necessity of the arts in our everyday life. At this point in our program, please allow me to introduce to you with pride our Arts and Design Track Multimedia Arts teacher, Mr. Ray Christian Cristobal, as he acquaints us with our student presenters in the panel for the Multimedia Arts Artist website and the presentation of the demo reel.
Good morning, Lasallians. I'm Christian Cristobal, and I'm one of the teachers of Apprenticeship and Exploration in the Arts Productions to Multimedia Arts. I'm the one teaching this course in Manila, while our very own and very talented Multimedia Arts faculty, Ms. Rain Natividad, is teaching the course in Laguna campus. I'm so excited to showcase the works of our grade 12 students in Apex 2 Multimedia Arts. In this course, they learned how to create a portfolio design using Adobe Photoshop and Adobe XD. The students were tasked to feature all their works in multimedia in a demo reel. Through this subject, students will be able to promote their artistry in furthering their art production and art education. For their first workshop, we asked our students to explore Adobe XD by creating a website for a musician or an artist of their choice. Aside from learning how to navigate the software, students learned how to incorporate branding and identity in creating a portfolio design. Allow me to introduce our ADT students, Paula Liano, Juliana Mangahas, Julia Galang, Kimi Reyes, Eliza Bernice Gua, and Alicia Ramos. Hello ADT students, thank you so much for being here. Let me start off by congratulating you and your batchmates for being able to complete this course. For our first discussion, please share with our audience how you came up with the concept and how was the branding and identity of your chosen artist reflected in your design. Let's start with Paula.
The artist I chose for my musician's profile is Bea Batubi. When I was working on this output, she had just released her debut album entitled Fake It Flowers, which is a modern take on 90s alternative rock. I thought it would be a good idea to promote the said album while still incorporating features that resemble her as a person, singer, and songwriter. That is why I came up with a more minimalist take on the aesthetic of the 90s and early 2000s, particularly in the alternative rock scene. I also took inspiration from the web pages of female vocalist Michelle Branch and Alanis Morissette.
Thank you for that, Paula. How about you, Juliana?
Well, for me, I chose Frank Ocean as the artist for my musician's profile because I am highly inspired by his distinct style as an artist. His album artwork for his single Moon River is what steered the overall aesthetic of my design. With the great contrast of the black to the warm gradients, this can be seen all throughout the profile that I created. And I also took into account the usual style of art that his fans use in the Reddit community, and I also integrated elements of his preferences to subtle retro themes by adding Polaroids and a grain to most of the background pictures. So doing so, I was able to truly hone Frank Ocean's trademark.
Thank you, Juliana. How about you, Julia?
So the whole concept of the website is inspired by the 1975's latest album, Notes on a Conditional Form. Their visuals in this era is colorful yet light and has a surreal feel to it. I kept the overall design fairly simple and clean, so it won't clash with the colorful palette. I also incorporated a glowing rectangular shape in the About page, since that has always been a part of their brand.
Great job, Paula, Juliana, and Julia. How about you, Kimi, Eliza, and Alice? How did the branding and identity of your chosen artist reflect in your design?
So for me, I chose NCT, a Korean boy group with several units, and they are known for having versatile concepts. With that, it lets me explore more which design suits their versatility and uniqueness as a whole. The whole design revolves with their recent album having a chic and sophisticated look, yet simple and contrasting to their style. I wanted to highlight more on their visual representation, to which the main colors of the design are black and white. Furthermore, I also wanted to showcase their main color of lime green seen in the album's page, which is also known for their identity.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Kimi. How about you, Eliza?
So I chose to make a website of Woods, also a Korean artist. I based the design off of his latest album at the time, entitled Equal. The album cover and also the other means of promotion at the time had a very simple and minimalistic look and design. And so I just followed this, and this was very convenient in a way that the website's design doesn't overlap with the website's content. Additionally, Wood's branding, especially in this specific album, consisted of two concepts, a bright and calm concept and then a more dark and more serious counterpart. So I took that idea of two different concepts by having a page that is bright and the rest being dark. But they're all tied in with the common color blue, which was also the main color used in Woods' brand.
Thank you so much, Eliza. How about you, Alice?
So for my artist website, I chose Day 6. They often change their theme every comeback, however, their overall branding consists of clean layouts. I tried to incorporate this by keeping my website clean and simple and having minimal elements in the design. I also tried to capture the feel of their latest album, Glue On, which has a night concept, so I tried to do this by using dark colors in certain pages of the website.
Wow, great job, ADT students. I'm very impressed with how you incorporated the personality and branding of the artist in your website designs. For our second question, what do you think is the highlight or the best feature of your website design? Are there elements and principles of design that you try to explore during your art production? So let's start again with Paula.
Based on my own opinion, the best feature of my website design is its simplicity. To achieve such, I paid close attention to the balance of the elements. I made sure that one half is not more overbearing than the other half, despite the asymmetry in some pages. All elements needed to work together well. I also found it interesting that my usage of colors coordinated quite nicely with the web page's main elements. What I did to achieve this is that I used the eyedropper tool to extract the colors of her hair throughout the years and utilized it for the small stickers that can be seen to at least have some components that resemble her identity in some way.
Thank you for that, Paula. How about you, Juliana?
Well, what I like most about my website is the homepage because just by scrolling down and looking at all of the contents, you can easily see the overall style that I used all throughout the website. And I also tried to make it as interactive as possible by adding features to access all the other parts of the website, not just from the menu bar, but also by scrolling through the actual homepage. And by adding a sneak peek as to what's in store and by further enticing my viewers to see more from Frank Ocean, this is what I believe makes my website more interactive and exciting to look at.
Thank you. I can say that it's really interactive and exciting to look at. Thank you so much for sharing that, Juliana. How about you, Julia?
Personally, my favorite aspect of the website is the About page. The colors and overall look represents the band's latest album the most, and it features the illuminated box that they're well known for ever since the start of their band. I also made sure to highlight each member individually by adding their name along with a halo whenever the mouse hovers over each member so that the attention of the viewer goes to that said feature.
Personally, that's my favorite feature also of your website design. Thank you so much for sharing that, Julia. How about you, Kimmy?
So during the process of creating this website, I wanted to have a cohesive design that will showcase their own identity. They may consist of several units, but I also wanted to show that most especially who they are and what music they have for us. In my opinion, the gallery and the album page is the highlight of my website design as I explore different techniques to have an outcome that will match their own look as a group. The gallery page consists of the group picture and unit names. Once hovered, it will glow and this can have an impact on the viewers. And lastly, the album page that exhibits their albums since their debut. As you hover through the album, other albums will automatically appear. This transition is likely to be smooth and soothing and also interactive to the viewers too.
Thank you for exploring the hover option or the hover quality of the application. Good job, Kimmy. How about you, Eliza?
So in my opinion, the highlight of my website design is the presence of the principle of contrast throughout the website pages. So the home page stands out because its background is white and the image that is largely spread out is also of light colors, while the other pages have black backgrounds. So I think that this way the home page is really emphasized. It contains and promotes the artist's latest release, so I think that it's just right for this specific page to be in the spotlight.
Wow. Good job, Eliza. How about you, Alice?
So, in my opinion, the highlight of my website design is the discography page. When you click on one of the albums, you will see the album's track list, and on the side, you can click and check out their other albums. If you continuously check on the topmost option, you will be able to navigate through their albums from latest to oldest. Additionally, once you reach the Everyday 6 portion of the discography, you will see the dial of their cover art rotating every month to form a whole circle, but in reverse. During art production, I tried to utilize the element of lines, which are present on the top and the left part of the pages of the website. I also tried to explore the principle of contrast by making some of my pages have a dark background while the others have a white background.
Thank you so much, Alice, for sharing your web design. Thank you so much, ADT students. Thank you for sharing your experience and your creative ideas in this workshop. I'm really impressed with how you explored Adobe XD and also how your learnings from your previous MMA courses reflected in your workshops. That was our first workshop panel for this exhibition. For the second part of the event, allow us to present to you some of the workshop outputs of our grade 12 students in Apex 2 Multimedia Arts Workshop 1 and the first batch of demo reel presentation of ADT 119. Also, I would like to invite you to visit our ADT website that features all the works of our Arts and Design track students. Please refer to the link below the video.
The artistic qualities of that demo reel certainly lit up the screen. It truly exemplifies what the multimedia arts are all about. You may also peruse all of these artworks in the Arts and Design Track website, which is listed in the comment section below. Check them out. Let's go ahead and see the artistic world from another vantage point. To introduce to us the exhibition for the creative writing stream, let us all welcome Ms. Jamie Esteban.
Thank you, Sir Ron, and good morning, everyone. In the creative writing stream, Apprenticeship and Exploration in Arts Production 2, or Apex 2, is all about exploring the different theories, types, and techniques in writing fiction for a very specific target audience, children and young adult. We focused on the critiquing and the writing of the different genres in children and young adult fiction, such as writing adventure stories and fantasy stories for children, and speculative fiction and contemporary fiction for young adult. We discussed the different tropes and conventions of such writings and how to construct and deconstruct these structures in order to create works with literary appeal and reader value. For this presentation, Tony Salamanca will be reading an excerpt from a short story she wrote for our module in contemporary fiction for young adult. You can find her writing portfolio in full in the official public presentation website of the Arts and Design Track Unit. Thank you in advance for listening and supporting the creative writing stream. I now give you Tony Salamanca.
Hi, I'm Tony Salamanca from the Creative Writing Stream, and I'm about to read an excerpt from my Young Adult Contemporary Fiction module. This is about an 18-year-old girl who lives in a certain barangay's urban poor area. There, she experiences its many atrocities while falling in love with a boy named Danny, who she envisions her future with, who also happens to be the son of the chief of police. This is entitled In My Part of Town. In my part of town, there are bodies covered in linen sheets on the street. The trademark, that's Sampaguita Street for you. The white blanket is now scarlet from the many people it's embraced. Same? Papa asks, stopping in the middle of the dirty escalita. Same killers, same reasons. Concerned neighbors nod. However morbid, you can't blame them for not caring anymore. As long as you have no idea who the dead are, then you have no business giving them attention. From my view at the back, the smoke from the exhaust looks like this dead person's incense. In passing, they find the most peace. Meanwhile, every moment with Danny is breathtaking, irreplaceable. My lifeline. He makes up for the times he doesn't drop me off by waking me up the next day. Papa's convinced he's up to something because walang taong mayamang nasa tamang pag-iisip ang dadalaw sa'yo rito. Danny says his dad thinks the same. Whether the reasons are shameful single-bedroom unit or my morning breath, I do not know. And I don't want to. But I like fantasizing about him getting used to the thought of waking up to the latter. I don't like talking about my future without mentioning Danny. His hands are oddly clammy now, and he's not one to hold me when we're in my part of town. He knows what happens. People peek through their kapi's window panes to watch our every move. But it's just quiet today. Aside from the sirens ringing from that same escalita, it's hushed. He gulps like something set down his throat, and his teeth clench relentlessly that I wish I had the guts to hold him in Sampaguita Street to calm him down. But his hand, it feels right to me, and I can't let go. And suddenly, anong trabaho ng dad mo? He doesn't look at me, but something about all of this, about the sweaty palms and the eyes that stare, tells me he's confessing. May pwesto kami sa palengke, nagbebenta ng longganisa. I smile and think of my papa. He'd be walking home by now, a bag of longganisa to be had for dinner. Yung sa'yo? My father's the chief of police. He stutters. My heart stutters too. Because the probability that his papa is in the same is high. Just when I thought we'd fall in love, we could only fall in horror. I see the alley from my periphery, and somehow, unlike a few hours ago, I can't look. I have nothing to say. I just feel sick. Then Danny speaks. I love you. But love isn't here anymore. It disappears the moment I turn and I see blue rubber shoes with holes on them and a broken Kawasaki bike on the asphalt. It vanishes the moment I witness how they treated a bald man's body like the meat he had in a plastic bag. This is breathtaking, irresistible, because this is my papa, my lifeline. By midnight, he is the same. By dusk, the same Kawasaki bikes will blow smoke from their exhaust like incense. And the chief of police watches, unaware of his son's presence, confident his family will each have a piece of longanisa to eat at home when he snatches the plastic bag away from my papa. Danny's father is the first I've ever seen who would never have to take a bullet for the ones he loved, because he doesn't have to. That's what it's like in their part of town. But in my part of town, life goes on until it doesn't.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you, Miss Jamie. I believe you have tapped into the inner spirits of our viewers as they have felt every word of that short story excerpt. How about you guys at home? What did you think of it? Post or tweet your thoughts using the hashtag DLSU-IS Mannis Term 2 so that we can pool all of our discussions and analysis. For now, let's give our eyes a few minutes of rest so that we can further appreciate the next artworks to be exhibited. We will have a short screen break. Don't go away, and we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our program. This is Mannis, the Chairman Exhibition and Recital of the Arts and Design Track Unit of the DLSU-IS Senior High School Department. A while ago, we saw works from the Multimedia art stream. Once again, thank you very much to all of our presenters and their teachers. To give us more of today's exhibit for our artistic pleasure, let us welcome once again Mr. Ray Christian Cristobal to introduce our student exhibitors for the second panel of the Multimedia art stream and the presentation of the portfolio video.
For the second workshop of Apex 2 MMA, students were asked to design their digital portfolio. In the course, students use Adobe Photoshop for creating and designing elements, and then Adobe XD for layout and prototyping. Students were able to explore using transitions and animations that are appropriate for their portfolios. They also use their knowledge in typography, layout, and visual communication. Aside from highlighting their works, this activity encouraged the students to create their own brand identity as artists. With me for this discussion are our ADT students under me and Miss Reina Tividad in Apex 2 MMA. We have Fiona Taasan, Net Mijares, Nicole Vargas, and Alicia Ramos. Thank you so much, Fiona, Neth, Nicole, and Alice for being with us. Let me congratulate you and your batchmates for being able to complete this course. For our first discussion, please share with the audience how you showcased your visual arts and multimedia artworks in your portfolio. And how did you showcase your branding and identity as artists? Let's start with Fiona.
Using Adobe XD, I wanted to keep my works organized and convenient for the viewer. So I categorized my visual and multimedia artworks into two classifications, digital art and traditional art. Each of the classifications show an overview of my best and most recent pieces to keep the supposed viewer enticed or interested. If ever the viewer wants to know more about a specific piece, they could just click this specific artwork and a window would show all its specific details such as the title, the medium, close-up shots, and the artist's statement. Seen from my works, I think that my identity as an artist could range from being fun to being professional. So I wanted to make use of a clean theme that consists of warm primary colors, organic lines, and geometric lines. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Fiona. How about you, Net?
For my portfolio, I already had the concept of having a monochromatic style since I was fond of sketching black and white images. It would really show my identity as a sketch artist and how I am always stunned with monochrome artworks. Then, I also showed my workshop outputs using the different tabs or buttons where they can find the artwork section. It is divided into 3 different subjects, which is the visual arts, multimedia arts, and the other artworks. I also used a scrolling tool since I also visualized it as a gallery type of design so that you could see multiple artworks while scrolling it. Or when you hover or place your cursor on each artwork, it will also be showing the title and medium of the artwork or other details about it.
Thank you so much, Net. How about you, Nicole?
For me, when I was making my portfolio, I was very daunted by it, honestly. I chose to showcase only my multimedia artworks because besides me wanting to use this portfolio for when I'm actually applying to stuff, and I wanted to be clear about my specialization, I wanted it to be a project that I could feel happy with, that there's nothing here that I would regret putting in, even if my design style had shifted to something completely different from what I'm doing now. So working with the idea of the portfolio being a big thing, like a milestone to cap off my design experience at this point in time, made me want to make the portfolio something that was very simple, but still very me. So the self-branding was also really intimidating, honestly speaking. The idea of having your identity being this one thing, where it will always be associated with you, is really scary. So with that being said, I turned to obvious details that people already associated with me, like with the logo or with the hair details, like I wear glasses, I have short hair, even though it's getting long now, I have small eyes. I chose pink because it's my favorite color, and besides me leaning more into my dramatic side these days, people have already described me as coming off as very strong and very bold and outspoken, which is why it's this loud Barbie pink. So ultimately though, I think that this will still change. Maybe I'll grow sick of the colors or the logo, and I'm open to that. Design has always been a documentation of my growth, and right now I'm this F35A9B pink.
Okay, I like that. Very loud and simple, but simple theme. Thank you for sharing that, Nicole. How about you, Alice?
So for me, I showcased my visual and multimedia artworks by depicting them as cards from a deck. In the works page, you can select a specific card that is flipped on its back. When you hover to it, it will reveal a category, and when you click on it, it will take you to a deck of that card, and when you click on it again, it will be taken to a scrollable carousel of my artworks in that specific category. As for my branding and identity as an artist, I showcased it through the colors and the cards concept. The color black in the splash page evokes a mysterious and ominous vibe, but once you click on one of the cards, you are greeted with a fun, vibrant red. This is more of a reflection of my personality because I tend to be quiet when I first meet someone, but I warm up to people pretty easily. The cards reflect how my artworks can look varied and do not have one specific style. So my art is like a deck of cards. Each pull is different. I also showcased my identity through my logo, which resembles a cat, and is an homage to my pet cat Reaper. The logo is also a play on the letters A and R, which stands for Alice Ramos.
Thank you for that, Alice. For our second discussion or our second question, what do you think are the unique features of your online portfolio? And how did you incorporate the elements and principles of design in your output? Let's start again with Fiona.
Aside from my own branding, I think that my online portfolio's unique feature is its user-friendly and straightforward navigation. I think that my portfolio easily leads the viewer to what they want to see and what I want to show. I also wanted to add that my favorite part for this prototype is the loading screen because it immediately introduces my identity as an artist. As I have mentioned previously, the main elements that I incorporated in my output were organic lines, geometric lines, and primary warm tone colors specifically. I think that these elements help give hierarchy, movement, and focus to the exhibited artworks.
So Fiona used hierarchy movement when it comes to principles of design. How about you, Neth?
I think the unique feature of my portfolio would be creating a minimalistic style of neomorphism. It is a 3D-like design rather than flat, so when you hover or click on certain buttons, it would look like a press button. While creating this design, I really had to focus on space and contrast to execute a minimalistic style, and also to add different values to really pull off that neomorphic design.
Thank you so much for that, Neth. How about you, Nicole?
I think the most unique element in my portfolio is the tagging system. It could have been better, admittedly. It could have included more sections or it could have been more encompassing. But I think that being able to categorize my works in particular niches, beyond it having just be posters or print layout or presentation slides, was able to highlight my versatility as a designer. So the biggest element that I wanted to capitalize on was space. There's really nothing more to the website besides my works, which were the intended focus anyway. And I like that because it allows the viewer to be able to absorb my work at their own pace without getting distracted.
So Neth used 3D effects system while Nicole used the tagging system. How about you, Alice?
I think that the most unique features of my portfolio are the interactive card elements. Some cards reveal their front side when you hover over to them, while some spread out when you click on them. I incorporated the elements of lines and shapes. Vertical lines are present in the splash page and works page, while horizontal lines are present in the navigation bar. Shapes are also seen through the cards. For the design principles, I mostly utilize balance since the different parts of my portfolio are symmetrical and aligned. Contrast can also be seen in the pages with the red background where the black card backs pop. Lastly, repetition is evident since cards are seen on every page of the website.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Alice. Thank you so much, Fiona, Neth, Nicole, and Alice for sharing your experience in creating your digital portfolio. I admire the creativity and effort you have put into creating this project. Great job in exploring the different features of Adobe XD, and it's nice to see all your visual and multimedia artworks in a digital portfolio. That was our last workshop panel for Apex 2 Multimedia Arts. For the next part of the exhibition, allow us to present to you the second part of the demo reel of our grade 12 students. Also, I would like to invite you to visit our ADT website that features all the works of our arts and design track students. Please refer to the link below the video.
Thank you very much for that prolific MMA portfolio. Surely the audience at home thoroughly appreciated that as well. Please share your enthusiasm online by using the hashtag DLSU-IS Mannis Term 2 whenever you tweet or post. You may also peruse all of these artworks in the Arts and Design Track website, which is listed in the comment section below. Please check them out. The last presentation for this morning's program will be from the Visual Arts stream. Let us welcome Ms. Virginia Laksamana to introduce the video prepared by our visual arts team, showcasing the activities and accomplishments of the students during this tumultuous term.
As we are about to end period 2, let me share to you the course that our students in Apprenticeship and Exploration in Arts Production 2 had accomplished. This subject focuses on installation art. It is an artistic genre of three-dimensional works that are often site-specific and designed to transform the perception of a space. It is purely a temporary work of art with a given medium and theme, but its impact and message remain forever. In a given space, you yourself become part of the art. The students conceptualized in an open theme and did lots of sketching. They also mocked up their proposed installation art prior to final production. However, due to the limitations of available materials because of the pandemic, our students learned to be resourceful and they chose parts of their home to be their space concept. Let's watch the video clips of how resourceful our students are, proving that art has no boundaries.
Installation art aims to shift the focus from the literal visual representation of an object to its conceptual meaning. It's about transforming a space and creating a work of art that is more meaningful and dynamic. And it is not just only meant to captivate, but also to elevate or heighten our aesthetic experience. And for this term, allow us to share the hard work and creativity of our dear ADT 12 students. These works are products of their exploration, research, manipulation of different methods and techniques, and of course their commitment in creating a better world. Because in visual arts, we believe that the purpose or the principle of true art is not just only to portray, but also to evoke.
thought of having 100 butterflies as it symbolizes hope, change, and freedom. And they have red, blue, yellow, and white as their colors to depict the Philippine flag.
There is a reason as to why I chose the shadows as my main theme. All of us have a shadows of our own. Whenever a bright light is casted in front of us, as we march forward, we have a shadow following behind us. The light is something I see as a representation of the bright future we have in front of us.
Thank you very much to all of our presenters for their remarkable artworks. It truly is an honor to see all of them, and I am sure the audience feels the same way. To cap off our successful online exhibit, let us all welcome our dearest integrated school principal, Mr. Raymond Endriga, for his closing remarks.
Good day, my dear Lasallians. George Bernard Shaw, a great playwright and a Nobel Prize winner for literature, once said that without art, the crudeness of reality would make this world unbearable. I believe that this is true. The arts, regardless of its medium, gives life and color and meaning to our existence. It makes things lighter and makes us relate to things easily. It captures thoughts, emotions, our culture, our lives. I believe that in this time when people are stressed and the world is filled with so much anxiety, we need more artists to emerge. We need to let that creativity out in each and every one of us so we may continue to inspire and help spread the message of hope and positivity. While it is a fact that not all can be artists, I am just happy and proud that we have set of students each year to help hone their skills to become better, if not the best artists of the future. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the organizers of Mannis and Dikit. Despite the pandemic, you were able to push through with your objectives to impart to our students what they need to learn. Your efforts have not been in vain. You were able to produce students who did not only show great standards in their works, but with values that anchor them to their faith and to their dreams. Of course, allow me to congratulate as well our grade 11 and grade 12 artists for hanging on, trusting your teachers, and continuously believing in yourselves. With what I have seen today, my heart tells me that your future will be brighter and more colorful than expected. Your outputs are unremarkably impressive. Again, congratulations. Continue to shoot your arrows, my dear arts and design Lasallians. Continue achieving your dreams and continue to make this world a better and brighter world to live in. Animo Lasal.
Dear guests, as we close this morning's program, we would also like to invite you to the Mannis recital of the Grade 12 Arts and Design Track Unit Performing Arts Strand. We would love to see you there and in all of our future art events. To know more about the ADT program in DLSU-IS Senior High School and updates on our upcoming activities and events, including all of the artworks you have seen in this exhibit, check out the Arts and Design Track website, which is listed in the comments section below. May I also humbly remind everyone to answer the evaluation form that can be found in the comment section as well, so that we may be able to further improve our succeeding exhibits. Thank you very much, dear guests, for joining us in this creative sphere of young artists striving to create pieces in these trying times. Let us all together sing our alma mater hymn.
Hail, hail, alma mater, hail to De La Salle. We'll hold your banner high and bright, a shield of green and white. We'll fight to keep your glory bright and never shine.